Okay, so it is the 22nd of February, Thursday, and as always, I'm on my way to school. This morning was very interesting, very uncomfortable actually, because it was the first time that I took a tripod and the first time that I actually recorded in public, basically running around with a tripod or with a phone on a tripod. So that was kind of uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, no one gives a fuck, and if they do, I don't know about it. So yeah, so that's the first thing. And so what happened yesterday, a funny thing, as I was editing the video during yesterday's evening, what I did was that I called one of my classmates. And so what I did in school during that day was that I came up to him and said, because I urged him before to start meditating, because I thought it could really help him, because he has ADHD, and also he's all of times in the class, when the teacher asks him, he's completely lost. I not a lot of times, but 99% of the times. And so I thought meditation could be really helpful to him. And as I mentioned probably in previous episodes, I made him set alarms for 4 o'clock to do meditation, and he kind of ignored them. And so yesterday I walked up to him and said if he that was day there was 1 day before, or 1 day between the day where he basically didn't do the meditation, and there was another day that passed. And so I asked him if he didn't do the meditation again, and he was yeah. So what I did was that I asked him for a number and told him that I would call him. I asked him first when he thinks he will be home. He said about 5, and so I said that I will call him at 5 and not hang up until I hear the bell, the gong ring from a meditation app I made him download. And so I called him at about 5. It was something after 5, and he was not at home. So I called him again at about 7, and then he basically just got home, and we had this conversation when he kind of he was impressed with me, being more determined than him to do something about this issue. And so yeah, that was a nice conversation at about 7 o'clock. And so yeah, just the message that I want to get across is, if you see someone struggling, help them. If you see that someone needs help, help them. Because for a long time I was I saw him struggling, but I was I have my own business going on, this is gonna take too much effort, too much time, and so I kind of never done it. But I think what you give to others is what you give to yourself. That's what I think. And so just when you can, give, and especially give more than you take. And most importantly, expect nothing in return, because otherwise you are not gonna get what you want. Or not that you are not gonna get what you want, it's more life will be more like fortunate and considerate to you if you don't care, just if you care more about others than you do about yourself. I think if you like put others in front of yourself, you will get a much better life than if you just care about yourself and not about others. Because like it's like a paradox of when you want something so hard, it's usually when you are not gonna get it, because when you want it, it means that when you set something as your goal, it means that you don't have it yet, and so it means that it's always in front of you and you are always trying to kind of like get to it, and you're never gonna get it, because if it still stays the goal, it means that you haven't achieved it yet. Hey, so school is officially over. It's about 15:45 and I'm on my way home. And so today was kind of a chill day in regards to the subjects that we had, meaning that I could do a decent I could work on the school project basically. And so I did some decent chunk of work when it comes to the school project. I finally finished the questions, so the quizzes for the website are officially done. Well, not entirely done. I have to finish explanations for why basically under each question there is an explanation of why it is the option that it is, and so I have to finish that, but I will use my friend Claude for that, and so that's gonna be done when I'm finished with the next thing that I'm working on, which are the worksheets. So basically I'm doing like a it's going to be like a another sub page of the website where there will be like PDFs to download, and those will be like worksheets that the teacher can print out and give to students. And so I'm working on that, and I actually found a way that even like I can do that. I thought I would have to do it manually, but I found a way where I can actually do it with the use of Cursor and Claude. So basically what I've done is that I created the first worksheet myself manually, and then I basically referenced that to Claude, and I told him to read through my code base, so through the content of the website, to find out like what the questions should be about. I also told him to read the existing questions that are there, and then what I did is that I told him to like design the work paper in his head, and then use like a Python library to write like a Python script, which if you run, it creates a PDF with the basically depending on the script that's written. So that's really cool. So I actually managed to do like 2 PDFs already like this. One is like really decent, and the second one I didn't have time to check, but so far it looks alright, because the last one was like we were already finishing, so I didn't manage to check that one. But like the first one, I was actually really impressed with the quality of it. I thought I will have to I just tried it out of fun, because I didn't even think like it's gonna be, I thought it was going to be either like mediocre or completely trash, but it's actually really good. So I'm happy about that. Less effort towards the school project, that's great. And one thing I will want to leave you with for now is what you tolerate is what you become. It's not, you do not like reach the heights of your goals, you fall to the least version of yourself which you are willing to tolerate. So basically what I mean is that what you tolerate is what you become, essentially. So if you tolerate what is tolerable for you is what you will always like fall back on. What you like don't tolerate, you will not fall there because you not tolerate, you will do better every time. But if you tolerate, like, the higher you can raise the bar of what you consider to be the like standard is what you essentially become. So basically the only way you progress is by raising standards, in my opinion. So, and that comes like in everything. Like, you have to raise your standards when it comes to your diet if you want to improve. You cannot tolerate like eating processed food like ham. You cannot tolerate that. That's the only way you improve in your diet. When it comes to work, the way to improve is that you stop tolerating, well, we're not sure really, but when it comes to the gym, the way you improve is that they do not tolerate like you being on your phone during the gym or listening to music. That basically just stuff that distracts you and doesn't allow you to fully concentrate on the exercise, doesn't allow you to doesn't allow you to gain that muscle mind connection that is, I think, really important. And so yeah, just like, if you want to improve, you have to raise your standards. You have to raise you have to raise the bar. You just have to upgrade what you consider to be acceptable. And so that's my message for today. I hope you will do something about it, something productive.